The Interlopers by Saki.
What's wrong with holding a grudge? Holding a grudge can make you do things that you don't want to do. When you are mad, you don't think about the consequences, you just want to take the anger out. Main characters: Ulrich von Grandwitz and George Znayan.
Ulrich is patrolling the forest looking for his enemy, George. When they finally see each other, they both stay completely still until a branch falls on top of them and traps them.
What aspects of the story's natural setting are emphasized in this introductory paragraph? The setting emphasized in this paragraph is a cold winter night in a dark forest.
After a while of being trapped there, they decide to end the feud that has been keeping them as enemies, and they become friends.
After my men come, you will wish you were in a better place. Want some? I don't drink from the enemy. Neighbor, I've changed my mind. If my men come first, then you will be the first ones to be helped. If you help me forget about our feud, then I'll ask you to be my friend. Ulrich, I'll be your friend.
Why are Ulrich and George enemies? By rereading or reading aloud lines 7 through 30. Ulrich and George are enemies because of an old family feud that has been going on for generations. How does the natural setting, particularly the fallen tree, affect Ulrich and George? They start to get scared and worried and realize that there is more important things in life than territory. Summarize in 1 or 2 sentences what each man threatens to do if rescued. Each man threatens to kill the other one, depending on whose men come first. In what ways are Ulrich's actions influenced by the natural setting and its conditions? Ulrich gives up on trying to free himself from the tree and starts to feel that all the hate he had for George starts to die down.
They decide to call for help. Ulrich says he sees people approaching, but when they near, George asks if they are Ulrich's men or not. Ulrich laughs and says, "No, wolves."
I see people approaching. Are you those my men? They're wolves.
Reread lines 113 to 142. How has the setting brought about changes in the conflict between Ulrich and George? Setting and the situation in which they are has helped them realize that there is more important things in life than territory and material things. For example, their families and friends. Thanks to this, they end up forgiving each other, forgetting about the feud, and becoming friends. How does nature get the better of Ulrich and George at the story's conclusion? At the end of the story, nature gets the best of them because the people that Ulrich sees approaching are wolves. Since they couldn't free themselves from the tree, one may conclude that the wolves ate them. Text analysis. Identify conflict. Character versus character. Ulrich and George point rifles at each other. Character versus nature. Ulrich and George are pinned under a tree. Character versus self. George considers whether to be Ulrich's friend or not. How do Ulrich and George begin to change at the turning point of the story? The turning point of the story is when the tree falls and traps both Ulrich and George. They start to realize that there is more important stuff in life than winning a feud. Understand irony. How is the ending of the story ironic? We thought that at the end, Ulrich and George were going to be rescued by either Ulrich or George's men. What really happens is that wolves appear. We can conclude that the wolves ate them. This is really ironic because after all those years of fighting and trying to kill each other, after they finally become friends, they got eaten by wolves.